Hello my lovelies. Whether you're using this time to save as much money as you can for something really special, maybe a big holiday next year, a weekend away, an upgrade on a car or some house renovations, or maybe you're relying on saving as much as you can just to financially make it through these next few months, I am again working with Starling Bank, who have completely transformed my attitude towards saving money and money management. With them, I'm bringing you my 5 top tips for saving money for families, parents and carers of kids. Tip number 1. So of course the kids are around a lot more and therefore they are eating me out of house and home. However, one thing I am saving on are days out. There's no more paying for cinema trips, bus fares to see friends, petrol for taxiing them from football backwards forwards, days at football tournaments, quick drive-through stop-offs. So many things. I think when I mentally sat down to tally up roughly how much I was saving a week, it worked out about £50. I'm taking that £50 a week and popping it into a goal on the Starling Bank app. I've talked about the goals before and they've really changed my way of thinking when it comes to savings. You don't have to save huge amounts every week or every month, but you can in the app see it building up slowly and that really motivates you to save more. So I'm saving money on the days out that we can't have yet to have some really good times when we can all move about again. Tip number 2. Now that we're all staying safe at home, most sports clubs, extracurricular activities and camps, whether that's scouts, brownies, guides, team residential trips, they've all been cancelled or postponed. So make sure you run through all of your scheduled payments that you'd be paying for those, direct debits and standing orders and such things, and make sure if you can that you cancel, pause or skip some of those so that you're not paying for them unnecessarily. Also, if any of those things have been cancelled, particularly camps and trips, make sure you get the refunds for those back in your account so you can save or use that money. Tip number 3. As I mentioned, and as I know so many of you have messaged, the boys are eating me out of house and home. There is no escaping the fact that yes, lots of our days out, petrol and lots of other things are helping to save us money, but the food bill has gone through the roof. One way to keep it down is home cooking. Obviously, we're all spending a lot more time at home, so let's cook from scratch. We can finally dust off those cookery books that have been on the top shelf, getting a little bit greasy, or the ones that you borrowed from the library, optimistically thinking that you would get around to cooking those recipes. Now is the time. Not only that, the kids really enjoy it, so it will kill some hours and save some money. Just make sure when you go to the supermarket to get your essentials, you've got the list of ingredients that you need. Tip number 4. After 6 weeks, funnily enough, I have played about as many rounds of Hungry Hippo and Guess Who as I thought I would do in a lifetime. But maybe the people down the road haven't. I have been using our Facebook community pages to scour for swap boxes. The idea of a swap box is that it's a clear plastic box with a lid on in case it rains, and you can pop in your read books and used board games and swap them for something you haven't yet read or played. That way the whole community is saving money by not buying new, and also it might just refresh your entertainment options. I'm just holding out for Buckaroo. Tip number 5. It's time to get organised. Now I know that sounds easier said than done with all the kids around and everything life is throwing at us at the moment, but I promise this one can be done on your sofa from your phone at the end of the day. I'm talking about running through subscriptions and other payments that you're making that you might not need to be. So I've gone through my Amazon subscription and seen things that I've been paying for monthly that I don't necessarily need anymore. Also going through all of my apps and seeing which ones I don't use. You might be paying for these things monthly or weekly in some instances, and every time that payment goes out, you're probably thinking, oh, must get round to cancelling that, and you never do. Most cases, the chances are, it's just the click of a button and that subscription will be cancelled, so you can save that money. Also, it's worth considering maybe you pay weekly or monthly for your children's school meals. I know with the bigger boys, we use parent pay at our secondary school, and I had a balance of about £60 sat in that account, just sitting there at the moment doing absolutely nothing. Now, the optimist in me does think maybe I should leave it there. They might go back to school sooner, but our school are offering to refund that money to parents. If you want it or need it, you can save it or spend it. It's completely up to you. It's your money. In our instance, all we have to do is email the school and they'll send that money back to us. So it might be worth taking a look at that too. The last thing to consider if you are a family with more than one car is, do you both need to be using them at the moment? If you're both at home and you're both only making essential trips every now and then, are you using both cars simultaneously? If not, you may be able to register your car as SORN, which is a statutory off-road notification that you send through to the DVLA. If you have the facility to take your car off the road, so on a driveway or in a garage, you might be able to register it as SORN and therefore save yourself some road tax every month too. I really hope you've enjoyed my money saving tips and hopefully it'll help you save a bit of money too. As I mentioned, it's all been in collaboration with Starling Bank, who are my bank. I use them and I use this card every single day. They've completely changed my outlook towards saving money and money management in the last few months. It's been mind blowing. If you want to find out any more about Starling, you can either pop me a question, or if you're interested in switching, which is super easy, they do it pretty much all for you. I'll pop the link below where you can find out more info on Starling, all of their amazing features and their great ethics too.